You're listening to The Big Iron Buzz.
Welcome to our latest episode of The Big Iron Buzz, where each week we'll bring you the latest news and trends in the ag, real estate, and used equipment markets. This podcast is brought to you by BigIron Auctions and Realty, rural America's premier online unreserved auction site, bringing you rural connections, respected values, and real deals. I'm Danny Olson. I'm your host for today's show. Mark Stock is on the road this week, but filling in for him today, we have Kurt Campbell from BigIron Auctions. Kurt is our region manager for the Rocky Mountain area. Kurt, what are you hearing from farmers in your area right now?
Well, good morning, Danny, and great to be on here with you today. The mountain region, of course, we cover a big area, but in western Kansas, it looks like most of the wheat harvest has been concluded. We've heard reports anywhere from 80 to down to 40 bushels per acre, but a lot of that wheat harvest is getting wrapped up there in western Kansas, moving their way into eastern Colorado, and of course, as the summer months come, they'll move north. Currently up in North Dakota, crops are looking pretty good up in this area, whether they be sunflowers or wheat. Things are looking good. And a lot of different areas are coming along. There in Colorado and the eastern Wyoming area, in Nebraska too, we're getting a lot of heat. So with some of the moisture that we've had, the heat that's coming in certainly is helping the crops grow. The corn and the sugar beets are looking good in those areas. Far southern Colorado is experiencing the drought, so we're having some struggles in that area. But so we got a whole mixed bag here, but I think the attitude of the producers are it's kind of a mixed bag as well. Some guys are really moving forward and looking pretty optimistic with what the prices and with the yields, perhaps what the yields are going to look like on their farm this year.
Thanks for sharing that, Kurt. We have seen a continual slump in commodity prices lately, and this may lead some to start thinking about retiring after 2020. Can you please share some suggestions with those who might be considering retiring?
Sure, and when we talk about the retirement, I believe that there's a certain percentage of folks that will retire each year. There's a certain percentage of folks that need to liquidate some equipment each year, and certainly with that in mind, BigIron is a great solution. I always think that good communication with your financial planner, your lender, whoever that may be, is someone that you should be keeping in good contact with. And when we look at that, when we get to thinking, if this is your last year and you decide that after I get harvest out, or whether it be wheat or whatever it may be, corn, we're going to hang it up. I think the earlier we start planning, the better. And certainly with your, like I said, with your bankers or whoever it may be, but also get to researching and deciding who you want to help you liquidate your assets and have your retirement auction with. And so a couple questions that we always like to ask, when you get to looking for that auction company, who are you looking for? I mean, are you looking for the reputation of an honest auction company to bring the best prices? And you got a couple of questions you should ask. Is that auction company unreserved? Do they have buyer's premiums? Do they have internet fees? Do they help me take care of the liens that I have on my equipment? What kind of marketing package is that auction company going to help and offer me with? And of course, what type of full service will that auction company provide me? And are they transparent and let me talk with the prospective buyers? So there's a lot of great questions there to ask, but we believe at BigIron Auctions that preparing and planning early is one of the keys to great successful retirement auction.
Thanks for sharing that, Kurt. Now let's move on and take a look at what's on the block on our July 15th auction. First off, we've got some great construction equipment. What do you like the looks of here?
Yeah, thanks, Danny. So I think taking a look at a couple different sellers here, featured seller here, Decatur Park District in Decatur, Illinois. They have this 1980 John Deere 570A motor grader, as well as a case for ADC backhoe and several mowers and landscaping tools. Take a look at the motor graders. I feel motor graders have been pretty hot here in the last 18 to 24 months. Sun State Equipment is selling equipment in Nevada, Oklahoma, and Texas. It's a national account that we've had the opportunity to partner with. Sun State Equipment, just one of our many big companies that we have the opportunity to work with. They're going to have 23 Genie scissor lifts, as well as they're going to have forklifts and some UTVs coming up on this auction. And then take a look up there at Bear Country, USA in Rapid City, South Dakota in the Black Hills. They're going to have several items, but the one item that I like the looks of is going to be this Case W14 wheel loader with a backhoe attachment on it. So that's a unique item there as well.
Thanks, Kurt. Now let's shift our attention to the retirement sales this week. Could you please talk about those sales?
You know, we're always happy to do the retirement auctions, and we've done several this year, and we look forward to more again. But coming up on this particular auction here on July 15th, the Edwin and James Meyer retirement auction in Logan, Iowa, they're going to have a pair of combines here, Case IH 5088 and a 2577. They're also going to have the heads rigged up for them. And then they're going to have a 2014 John Deere 1765 12-row 30 planter. The James McCauley retirement in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota is going to have tractors and several pieces of tillage equipment. Take a look at the Skidco retirement there in Gary, Nebraska. This was a trucking company. They're going to have 11 Freightliner truck tractors, all with less than 500,000 miles on them. Take a look at those shiny rigs there in the Panhandle, Nebraska. Herbert Foster Estate in Mobile, Iowa. Take a look at this. This is a 2016 John Deere 6105E mechanical front tractor with a loader. They'll be selling a lot of attachments that fit that unit. Also, they're going to have a 2015 Bobcat S750 two-speed skid steer loader with, look at this, folks, less than 300 hours showing on that unit with the full cab and rigged up there for you. Also, we're going to have a lot of attachments that are going to fit that skid steer selling there as well on the Herbert Foster Estate auction in Mobile, Iowa.
That sounds like we have a lot of great equipment coming up from our retirement sellers. Finally, let's end with talking about other ag equipment that we have coming up.
You know, Danny, there's a lot of repeat sellers that are coming to BigIron, and this one in particular, the DLL Finance, there in Leesburg, Georgia, is going to have this 2015 Versatile 310 mechanical front tractor. There's less than 2,000 hours on that tractor showing. Syngenta Crop Protection there at Slater, Iowa. Take a look at this. There's a 2010 Oxbow picker and a corn picker header. There's a Byron 1514 side dumper cart, as well as a 2013 1760 12-row 30 planter. 3BT Murdoch Farms in Union, Nebraska is going to have this 2010 John Deere 4730 self-propelled sprayer, and also going to have a Landau 1230 pull-type grader. Of course, several other items selling there for 3BT Murdoch Farms in Union, Nebraska. Cox Hogs in Purdom, Nebraska is going to have John Deere 7800, a John Deere 7810, both mechanical front tractors, as well as a combine and other support equipment. To also take a look at the B&B Sales and Service in Sidney, Montana, getting into some new area in Montana. They're going to have several items that are unused, like this PJ dump trailer. There's going to be a Bear Track aluminum tilt bed trailer, as well as they're going to have several pickup flatbeds, grill guards, and fuel tank toolbox combos, all unused there for B&B Sales and Service in Sidney, Montana. As always, there's a lot of great items on the BigIron auction, so go to the website and take a look. A lot of great sellers, repeat sellers, new sellers, a lot of great items selling. We encourage you to register to bid if you have not done so and check out all the great things. If you're looking to sell any equipment, we encourage you to get a hold of your local rep, or you can call the main office and we can make sure to get someone right out to the door to help you out, take care of all your equipment needs. Thanks for having me on the show today, Danny.
Yeah, thanks, Kurt. It's always great to have you on the show. Just a reminder that all the equipment that was mentioned here today is on the July 15th auction, so check it out on BigIron.com. For the BigIron Buzz, I'm Danny, and we'll catch you here next week.